It's just they put in these big words into the language to confuse everybody and make men the bad guy. What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk about how feminists just make up words, change definitions that mean nothing, and really are just there to confuse you. So I've done hundreds of shows with women and men talking about relationships, and there's some words that I hear come up over and over again. And I wanted to know, what do these words mean? These are just some of the words that I've come up with that feminists just make up to confuse everybody. Number one, sexual assault. Now, I know there's technical definitions that you could look up for these things, but let's just be honest. This is defined as sexual contact or behavior that occurs without the explicit consent of the victim. So when I hear sexual assault, I think of something great or something crazy. But now I'm finding out we can lump in all of these sexual crimes where it's defined on consent. Consent means to give permission. Now on paper, this sounds good, but I think we can see how in romantic settings, this can be a bit confusing. Do you need written permission? Can it be body language? There's so much stuff between the lines. So basically, we start to lose what this really means. Coercive control. What the hell does that mean? Coercive control? Gaslighting. I hear bitches use this word all the time. Oh, he gaslighted me. When he would just say, please don't go to the club. Stop gaslighting me. Now I have what? Trauma. I am so tired of hearing about trauma. All these women have lost the meaning of the word trauma. Trauma used to mean you go to war, you fight in the war, and you come back. Now, bitches get cheated on one time, and now they have, quote unquote, trauma. Financial abuse. You can't spend $5,000 on my credit card, and therefore you were financially abusing me. Emotional abuse. Consent. Because as we said before, what is consent? It makes it very broad. He manipulated me. What is manipulation? It's all these words that you hear these women say, and we don't even know what they mean. Genuinely, do you know what any of this shit means, King? No, it's just they put in these big words into the language to confuse everybody and make men the bad guy. Because all of these words, where do we hear them most demonizing men? Talk about something men did. Men. Narcissist. How is it that women are addicted to social media, yet the men are the narcissists? Women are way more addicted to social media, which is very narcissistic. It's me. Yet, oh, it's the men. Oh, I dated a... Why does every other woman have dated a narcissist? Internalized misogyny and my very favorite, healing. And I'll be like, what did you do to heal? They probably went to some therapist that taught them all of these words. Yes, that's probably what they did. So I started to look into this stuff, and I'm just going to use one example. Here's the thing, guys. Us women... we believe anything. So if you start telling us to use these words and you start telling us that we're victims because of all of these big words, we just start to believe it because we're like kids. We just believe goddamn anything. So what I found out was what the feminists will do is they will change the definitions of words. So for example, let's talk about rape. I know this is a very serious topic, but it's so serious that it's important that we define it. The definition of rape: the carnal knowledge, the sexual intercourse of a female forcibly and against her will. Okay, forced sex. That's pretty clear about what that is. Now today, penetration, no matter how slight, of the vagina or anus with any body part or object or oral penetration by a sex organ of another person without the consent of the victim. So they added in all these words, right, to confuse you. And the ones I want you to pay attention to: penetration, sex organ, and consent. Now, the most important one here is consent. Because what is consent? Now, let's say you're talking to, now is getting naked consent? Now but I'm being told by feminists that's not consent. Then I hear from feminists, okay, well, you can withdraw consent even during sex. I'm also told from feminists that, that you're raped, that you are raped if he takes the condom off. That because you gave him consent with the condom, not without. But we don't talk about how women lie about being on birth control all the goddamn time. So my point is this. Now we have changed the definition of rape from forced sex to penetration without consent, where consent is very broad and can be misinterpreted between parties. So we start to lose the definition of very serious crimes. And they've really done it with all of these words. Trauma used to be like something that happened after war. Now the feminists come in and they say, oh, trauma's from cheating. Emotional abuse used to be very serious. Now if a guy tells you not to go to the club, he's emotionally abusing you. The problem now is that the feminists, they go to the lawmakers. Step one, they change definitions. Step two, they market this stuff to women, and they do this through schools, social media, and journalists. So all of these words, they change the definition. They market it to women in schools, social media, and to journalists. And then we have a bunch of feminists that hate men because they're constantly told that they're a victim. They call everything abuse, sexual assault, coercive control, and essentially it's just a man-hating parade. But maybe I'm wrong, I don't know. Let me know in the comments if there's any words that you think feminists have changed over the years. Let me know what you guys want me to talk about next time. Like the video on your way out, subscribe to the channel, and I'll talk to you next time.